They're true libertarians, not the political party type of libertarians. I think that, like, it would be better for everybody. Like, I might not agree with everything that people in, like, this group are saying, and I think that sometimes they do take it a bit too far, but in general, I am more on their side than not. Just, you know, that's my personal opinion. You know, I talk about people not having biases, pretend like they don't have biases, but they do. I'm not pretending. Like, I do have a bias. That's what I think is happening. But however, I wish that we had like 5 other parties of people that are like this. Like, not just these people, but I wish that we had more perspectives. And I can tell you why people in The Guardian are getting mad. It's because they're not able to funnel people like cattle into 2 different slaughterhouses now. That's why they're mad.
Worth of long-term military funding.
I'm not down with oppression. I've been fighting fascists all my life, and honestly, Israel's gone so far in the paint, they don't deserve to be a state anymore. One state, Palestine, where it was for 3,000 years, and everybody coexisted, including my cousins and my ancestors.
Arms embargo now, ceasefire now, and U.S. aid to Israel now.
Where are you from? Are you from Chicago?
I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
How do you feel about walls?
Oh, I have a lot to say about walls.
If Trump gets a chance to return, he's going to pick up exactly where he left off 4 years ago.
So Governor Walz is the biggest friend of genocide. He's the best friend of genocide. And
I thought she was talking about walls as in like Trump's wall for Mexico. Like, I'm sorry, like I thought I was like, walls. Like, what do you think about walls? Like, I mean, okay.
He invests over $157 million of Minnesota state pension funds in Israeli companies. And now that's just Israeli companies. That's not also weapons manufacturers that are complicit in Israeli occupation.
The Safe Board Investment, which Tim Walz currently chairs and has chaired for a while, has like $4.3 billion invested in corporations that are complicit in Israeli apartheid. There's 119 directly in Israeli corporations and Israeli bonds, and like 560 that go into Raytheon, Lockheed Martin.
You know, maybe what we need to do is we need to figure out a way that we can get through to like one of Trump's sons and have one of them play Metal Gear Rising or just Metal Gear Solid series. And then, you know how like they got Trump to like do the stream with Ada Ross? Maybe they could like play that and they'd be like, damn. Man, I think that we're fucking this up, man. Like, because because this is kind of what happens, right? Yeah.
All those other weapons manufacturers.
So that's coming out of Minnesota taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, look at
right?
this.
Like, I live in Minnesota, and if I ever decide to be a public employee, that's going to be my pension funds. I'm actually part of a delegation of Palestinian Minnesotans that just had their meeting with Governor Walz canceled on the spot, as in 2 minutes before it was supposed to happen.
That's convenient for him. That way he doesn't have to do it. Pro-Palestine protesters gather outside rally hosted by Tim Walz.
After 10 months of him refusing to meet with us. And he met right away with the synagogues. He went out to a Stand With Israel rally right after October 7th. So he has capacity to check in on his constituents. It's just a matter of which constituents.
Democrats are portraying this week's Democratic National Convention as a changing of the political guard. President Joe Biden is expected to give a keynote speech with a symbolic handoff of his party leadership. And on the eve of the convention, though, thousands of protesters took
By the way, it's actually crazy. Like, I saw this the other day, too. Listen to this.
Her story represents the best American story. And like many of our best presidents, she was also vice president. That's a joke.
See, I don't know why it's like I still have like a conspiracy theory that he was pretending to be retarded so he could stop getting forced to be in this role so he could fucking retire. And now that he doesn't have to do it again, now he can just